using this sketch, you can see already that, for example, the border of this document is cut, is not straight. Also, these corners are not round as they are supposed to be. For example, we can see the driver license number wouldn't match the driver license number that we will extract from the barcode. We could also see that some fonts here are different to the rest of the fonts in the document. We could see perhaps that the signature here, it's a fake signature, it's a font. So these are some examples of some of the signals that we will look at in a document to, for example, say, okay, this document is fraudulent. We are not going to let this person pass. So just as a brief summary, this is what we will do. And later on, we will go into more detail.
That's awesome. I love that. And so I imagine sort of, fraudsters kind of change their strategies to sort of create more and more complex document fraud. I know that some of the examples you pointed out on this slide here, actually, I mean, they're sort of micro things, aren't they? But I think to sort of the fact that we have the ability to spot them is perhaps the most amazing thing for me, actually, and really what is sort of fundamental to the fraud performance as a whole, I think. I don't know if you want to sort of skip on to the next slide, because I think we want to talk about really how Veriff kind of keeps up to date, because as we mentioned at the beginning there, the landscape is ever changing, and I think the tools and the things that are available to fraudsters are sort of improving all of the time in their sophistication. So talk us a little bit through how Veriff is able to sort of stay ahead of the game here. And I think Lisa, you mentioned it's a bit of a game of cat and mouse in your sort of intro there. How do we do that? How do we play that game?
Exactly. That's one of the main challenges of detecting fraud, is that fraudsters are all the time imagining new ways of passing our systems, and we are all the time also trying to catch them, right? So, and the way we work is, and that's what we have found is the best solution, is to have a very tight collaboration between the fraud operation teams and the data science teams. And what this means is that the fraud operations, are constantly monitoring the fraud trends in our traffic, coming from, like, as Lizzie said, not only documents, but the behavior and all the patterns of fraud that we can imagine. And then they annotate daily all the type of fraud cases for documents in this case. And this is annotated by specialists that are very well trained to detect small changes in the documents. And this will allow us to discover these new trends. And then they communicate these trends that they are finding with the data scientists, and we then work together on designing new ways of detecting these signals or handcrafting different features that the machine learning models will use. And then after we have designed these new signals that we are going to detect, we train models, and we train the models regularly. That's one of the keys as well. We train the models weekly or like monthly, depending on how the trends are coming. And that helps us catch fraud in a daily basis with a very high rate. And from our side, data scientists, we also have our monitoring of the AI model performance. So we are all the time checking that we don't have a decrease. This also helps a decrease in performance, and this also helps us notify fraud operation teams whether they should be looking at something in particular that they are not paying attention to. And overall, as a data scientist, we are also have research, machine learning research engineering in the team, like Javier that is with us, and later we'll explain some details. We are all the time looking at new state-of-the-art AI tools that can help us design better these features and these signals that help us catch fraud.